What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an interview I shot with Rob after he gave me the tour of Safelight Labs down in San Diego. Leave a comment below if you guys like this type of content. I had a blast sitting down and chatting with him, and I kind of want to do more of that stuff here on my YouTube channel. So let me know if you're into it. Again, I had a blast. Thank you again to Rob and to Tim for just a great day. And here's the video. All right, guys, enjoy. 2 claps. Rob, thank you so much for the tour and letting me do a print. This has been, like, I feel like just a dream. I haven't been in the darkroom in 15 years, you can believe it or not. So this whole day has been pretty awesome. But I want to ask you just a couple questions to kind of end the video here. So last time I talked to you, you came on Analog Talk, so thank you for that.
Yep.
But you were just in the process of kind of getting funding and getting this thing off the ground. Was there anything that came up that kind of you weren't expecting, or how's that whole process been?
There was everything that I was unexpectedly hit with.
Right.
Like, it just kind of, when you're delving into a project of this size, you've got to expect the unexpected. And that's exactly kind of what we ran into. There was a lot of roadblocks that we ended up on hitting, like roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, but just persevered, and next thing I know, like, we ended up on finding a place that really suited our needs. The first spot that I really wanted was actually in my neighborhood over in Normal Heights. It was absolutely great, and I'm trying to get my funding together, I'm trying to get everything all ready to go, and then next thing I know, somebody moved into the property. So I'm just like, no. It would have been really great because it was literally 1 block away from my house. But there also would have been a lot more work to have been done to get it to where I wanted it to be.
Right.
The studio wasn't going to be the way that I wanted it to really to be. There wasn't, this great natural light that we have here, and kind of like rolling with the punches and kind of like, all right, let's kind of reevaluate what we're doing. We ended up on finding this space. Which I knew as soon as I found this particular spot that we're in right now, I knew this was it.
Yeah.
My good buddy Tim, he came down with me, and I just knew that this was going to be the spot. So we did a video on our GoPro and just kind of did a whole tour of the place, and this is where we ended up on setting up shop.
Like,
so
everything works out, right? It's like everything happens for a reason. Everything works out, and here we are. And the whole shop is gorgeous. The layout was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's hope it's everything you've hoped for.
It's
awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely been a labor of love, blood, sweat, tears, you name it. I mean, it's been a crazy wild ride to get to where we are now, but we are open and we are serving the community. I mean, this space is a community space.
Yes, most
for
important.
people to come in, create art, and to hang out. I like people to be able to come here and just hang out, to be able to look through our library, take a look at all the different, the books, to get inspiration, to talk to one another. And you know what? I've met a couple of people, and we're going to collaborate.
I was going to say, you never know who's going to be like, well, wait, what goes on here? Oh, I haven't done photography in 20 years. I'll come down and let me dust off my old negatives, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's really cool.
Exactly.
Question for, I guess, people who haven't done it in forever, or people who want to learn. Do you, I know you offer workshops, so what's that like for somebody who's brand new?
So we do 2 different type of workshops as of right now. So we do the film development workshop, which is it's actually a lot of fun. So everybody shows up here. I give them I let them borrow a camera, or they can bring their own 35 millimeter camera. So I've got some other cameras for rent. Some Canon. I got an AT1. I got a couple of Minoltas. A couple of Rebel 2000s. It just kind of depends on what you want, or if you have your own grade. We all throw in a roll of 24 exposure Tri-X and at box speed, and we just go out and we shoot it in the neighborhood. We literally just walk around for half an hour maybe at the most, to just blow through the whole entire 24 roll. We come back here, and then I meticulously teach everybody how to put the film onto the spool.
Which is the hardest part.
Exactly.
The whole thing.
Which is why we have dummy rolls, so you can actually practice like in the daylight and looking at these dummy rolls and really kind of getting a feel for it, because once you put your hands in the dark bag, then that's it. You've got to do it all by 100% by feel. So we go through that whole entire process, and then we actually learn how to develop it, just by hand in a regular Patterson tank using D76 at a 1.1 ratio, at a 1-to-1 ratio, and then we hang it in the film cabinet to dry, and then we scan it for everybody. So that's one workshop that we do. The other workshop that we do is actually printmaking.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we did today.
Yeah.
So we do a whole entire class, and that's still another 4-hour class. The only thing you have to do is supply your own negative to print, but we go into the darkroom and we talk about all the different darkroom practices, what to do, what not to do, how to do everything from dodging and burning to split toning to all that kind of good stuff that's goes along with the darkroom. So
that's great. So if you're somebody who's intimidated, you don't have to be. You can come and take a whole workshop and
absolutely. One of the things is that there's no dumb questions here.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to do something, great. Just ask the question. Just because some of us have been doing it for a couple of years or somebody's brand new does not mean that what's split toning? Ask.
Right.
Just ask. We don't mind explaining things here because this is a community space for everybody to learn from each other.
It's the best.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So what's the smallest print you can make here to the biggest?
So the smallest print here that we can probably make is 4x6 is still a pretty small print.
Right.
5x6 is a good size.
Yep.
8x10s are a little bit better. 11x14s are really good. That's about the max you can go with 35 millimeter, unless you're shooting like T-Max.
Right.
I haven't quite tested out that theory yet, but Kodak said, years ago when they came out with their T-Max 100, you can actually print a lot bigger, 16x20, even 20x24. Haven't tested out that theory yet. I'd like to, one of these days. But then when you get into the medium format, then it's really easy to go 16x20 and then even bigger.
And do you have that paper here?
We do have some of the paper here. The one thing that we don't do is we don't supply you with paper.
Right.
So when you come in to make a print, you just got to bring your own negative and you got to supply your own paper. We supply everything else: the darkroom, the enlargers, all the chemicals that you need, the trays. Then this way too, you don't have to set everything up at your house and take it all down, set it up, take it down. That's kind of why we started Safelight Labs in the first place, was a community space for people to come together and to make prints because we need our work printed.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Print your work.
Print your work, hashtag.
Exactly.
Final question, Rob.
Yeah.
What are any grand plans for the future, or just kind of anything you can got your eye on? Okay, I got this thing accomplished, and now I want to do the next thing, or are you kind of?
So right now we're just really focused on getting people in.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, we want to get people to show their work. We want people to print their work. We want people to be able to come in and learn. That's primarily what we're focused on right now. I would love to be able to open up a second location, once this one kind of takes off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mainly right now just getting people to show their work. So every single month we do have a new gallery showing by a new photographer. Yep. This next month coming up is Don Ellis. He's a local San Diego street photographer. Yep. The guy's amazing. He does zone focusing like a ninja. He shoots his Leica M3 with with one lens, and he just zone focuses. He doesn't even really. He just click. That's no meter, crazy. No nothing. On an M3, you don't have a you don't have a meter anyways. So yeah, he just goes in and clicks, and he just shoots away, and he does some amazing stuff. He only shoots Tri-X pushed to 1600, I believe. Occasionally a roll of color film in there, which really always freaks us. It always freaks us all out, when a typical black and white photographer shoots a roll of color, you're just like, what is this? But yeah, so then we're gonna have next month, in the month of June, we're actually having an all women photographers showing here, so that's gonna be awesome. It's a big group show, just highlighting all the different female photographers that are out there, just producing some amazing work. We wanted to make sure we could highlight. The fact that women photographers they're probably better than men in the first place. So, but yeah, all the different showings that we're going to have between now and, January, I think is our next open date. No, probably February now. That's great to be booked out that far. That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Cool. Well, thank you, Rob, again for the tour, for the print, for everything. Yeah, this has been great. Oh, I'm glad you can come on by, and glad the train down from LA wasn't too bad. Just remember that. You can take the train down from LA all the way down to San Diego. And come make some prints at Safelight Labs. Come make some prints. We want you in here. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I'm going to leave Rob's all his info in the bottom for you guys to check out. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
See ya.